If you wish to be a Stoic, stop replaying the past and cease worrying about the future. Dwelling on what was or what might be forfeits your power in the present. The mind is a powerful tool, capable of creating realities, shaping perceptions, and steering emotions. Harness it to your advantage, making it your ally in the pursuit of virtue and your compass in navigating the present. Limit yourself to the present and start living immediately. As Epictetus wisely said, if someone tried to take control of your body and make you a slave, you would fight for freedom. Yet, how easily you hand over your mind to anyone who insults you. When you dwell on their words, you make them your master. Instead of dismissing insults, we often let them dominate our thoughts. According to the Stoics, the mind is a fortress, not easily infiltrated by the words of outsiders. They champion mental fortitude, understanding that the true battle is against our own reactions. Today, we're diving deep into the ancient world of Stoicism to uncover 10 powerful secrets that will transform your mind and elevate your life. Whether you're seeking inner peace, resilience, or a clear path to personal growth, these timeless Stoic principles will guide you every step of the way. Let's get started on this life-changing journey. Secret number 1: perception is everything. We've all got this internal narrator, right? The little voice in our head that's constantly commenting on everything. Why did they look at me like that? Oh no, I messed up. This traffic is going to ruin my day. It never stops. But here's the kicker: what if that voice isn't always telling the truth? Stoicism teaches us that perception is everything. Imagine you're looking out of a window. If the glass is dirty, everything looks kinda grimy and dull. But if you clean it up, suddenly, the world outside looks so much brighter and more beautiful. That's what we need to do with our minds. The Stoics were super into the idea that we don't see the world as it is, but as we are. If we're in a bad mood, everything seems terrible. If we're happy, the world is full of rainbows and puppies. So, the trick is to clean up those mental windows and see things as they are, without all the emotional muck. Here's a little trick they used: every time something happens, instead of jumping to conclusions, they'd stop and question their initial reaction. Like, if someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of going straight to rage mode, you might think, maybe they're rushing to the hospital, or maybe they didn't see me. This helps you chill out and not take everything so personally. And you know what? It's not just about seeing things more clearly, but also about adding a sprinkle of positivity. It's like being your own hype man. When things go wrong, instead of spiraling into negativity, you can think, hey, this is a chance to learn, or I've dealt with worse before, I got this. It's about flipping the script. One of the coolest exercises the Stoics did was called premeditatio malorum, which sounds super fancy, but it's really just about imagining the worst-case scenario. Now, this might sound kinda dark, but it's actually genius. By thinking about what could go wrong, you're prepping your mind. So, if things do go sideways, you're not caught off guard. Instead, you're like, I saw this coming, I can handle it. It's like mental armor. Also, think about how you react to things you can't control. A Stoic master would tell you that worrying about stuff beyond your control is like trying to control the weather. It's pointless. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your responses. Everything else? Let it be. Here's a little story to hammer it home. Imagine you're in a boat and a storm hits. You can't stop the storm, right? But you can steer the boat. You can adjust the sails. You can decide whether to ride it out or head for shore. That's what perceiving the world stoically is all about. It's not about denying the storm, it's about mastering your response to it. So, next time life throws a curveball your way, remember to put on those magical Stoic glasses. Pause. Reflect. Choose your response wisely. See things clearly, without the drama. And just watch how your whole world starts to change. This shift in perception isn't just some lofty philosophical idea. It's practical, it's doable, and it's powerful. It's like upgrading your mental software to a new, smoother, more resilient version. You'll find yourself less stressed, more focused, and surprisingly, a lot happier. So go on, give it a shot. Clean those mental windows and see the world for the amazing place it really is. Secret number 2, rationality and control. Let's dive deep into one of the most crucial Stoic secrets, rationality and control. This secret is like the beating heart of Stoicism, the very core of what it means to live a Stoic life. So, let's break it down and explore its depths together. Imagine you're sailing on a vast, open sea. The waves are crashing around you, the wind is howling, and your boat is being tossed like a toy. This, my friends, is life. Unpredictable, sometimes rough, and often beyond our control. But here's the kicker, the sea is not what determines your fate. It's how you navigate it. Your steering, your decisions, your rational mind, these are your true anchors. Rationality in Stoicism is all about seeing things as they are, not as we wish them to be. It's about stripping away the layers of emotion, bias, and societal expectations to get to the raw truth of a situation. Picture this, you wake up to find your car won't start. Frustrating, right? Your initial reaction might be anger, annoyance, maybe even a little bit of panic. But a Stoic approach? Take a step back. Assess the situation calmly. The car is just a machine. It doesn't have the power to ruin your day unless you let it. When we talk about control, we're focusing on a fundamental Stoic principle, knowing the difference between what we can change and what we can't. It's liberating, really. Think about it, how often do we stress over things completely out of our hands? The weather, other people's actions, the past. The Stoics teach us to invest our energy into what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses. Let's get a bit personal here. Maybe you've had a day where everything seemed to go wrong. You spill coffee on your shirt, miss the bus, get a flat tire. It's easy to feel like the universe is conspiring against you. But what if you approached each of these hiccups with a Stoic mindset? Spill coffee? Laugh it off, grab a new shirt. Miss the bus? Use the time to listen to a great podcast. Flat tire? An opportunity to practice patience and maybe even learn a new skill. The beauty of Stoicism is that it turns every setback into a chance for growth. Rationality and control help us transform obstacles into stepping stones. When you train yourself to respond with calm and reason, you start to see the world differently. Challenges become less daunting, and you find a sense of peace in the chaos. Let's not forget, though, that this isn't about suppressing emotions. Stoicism isn't about turning into a robot. Feelings are natural, and they're part of the human experience. The key is to acknowledge them without letting them take the wheel. You might feel anger, but you choose not to act out of it. You might feel fear, but you decide to move forward anyway. This is where rationality shines. It's like a guiding light, helping you make decisions that align with your true values and long-term goals. A practical way to implement this is through journaling. At the end of each day, reflect on what happened and how you responded. Were there moments where your emotions got the better of you? How could you approach a similar situation more rationally in the future? This practice not only helps you grow but also reinforces the habit of thinking clearly and acting wisely. Another powerful tool is mindfulness. Taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and observe your thoughts can work wonders. You start to notice patterns. Maybe you get easily irritated when you're hungry, or you feel anxious in crowds. Recognizing these triggers is the first step to mastering them. With time, you become more adept at catching emotional reactions before they spiral out of control. In the grand tapestry of life, rationality, and control are your threads of gold. They weave a fabric of resilience, strength, and tranquility. By embracing these Stoic secrets, you empower yourself to live with intention, grace, and unshakable inner peace. So, next time you find yourself in a storm, remember, you are the captain of your ship. Use your rational mind as your compass, and steer your way through with calm and control. The sea will always be wild, but your journey can be smooth and purposeful. And that, my friends, is the true power of Stoicism. Secret number 3, mastering responses to external events. Life throws all sorts of curveballs at us, and how we react to them can make or break our peace of mind. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how you can master this essential Stoic skill. Picture this: you're having a great day, everything's going smoothly, and then bam! Out of nowhere, something happens that throws you off balance. Maybe it's a rude comment from a colleague, an unexpected bill, or just a minor inconvenience like spilling coffee on your favorite shirt. It's in these moments that the real magic of Stoicism comes into play. First things first, let's talk about the Stoic idea of indifference. Now, this doesn't mean being cold or emotionless. Instead, it's about understanding that you have control over your internal world, not the external one. You can't always change what happens, but you can change how you react to it. This shift in mindset is like putting on a suit of emotional armor. You become resilient, not because you avoid problems, but because you face them with a calm and composed mind. Imagine you're walking down the street, and someone bumps into you without apologizing. Your initial reaction might be irritation or anger. But here's the Stoic twist: take a deep breath and pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace of mind? Often, the answer is no. By creating a small gap between the event and your reaction, you give yourself the power to choose your response. It's like being the director of your own emotional movie, deciding how the protagonist, you, should act. Now, let's dive deeper. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often reminded himself that people do things because they believe they're right from their perspective. That rude colleague? Maybe they're having a terrible day. That unexpected bill? It's a reminder to review your finances. That spilled coffee? An opportunity to practice patience. By reframing situations, you transform potential stressors into chances for growth. But wait, there's more. Think about the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, which means premeditation of evils. It's not as grim as it sounds. Basically, it involves mentally preparing yourself for potential challenges. Before your day starts, take a moment to imagine the possible difficulties you might face. Visualize them and plan your responses. When you mentally rehearse staying calm and composed, it becomes easier to do so in real life. It's like mental muscle memory. Another powerful tool in the Stoic toolkit is focusing on what's within your control. Epictetus, another Stoic sage, divided the world into things we can control and things we can't. Your thoughts, actions, and attitudes? Totally within your control. Other people's actions, the weather, or that surprise bill? Not so much. By channeling your energy into what you can influence, you save yourself a lot of unnecessary stress. Let's not forget about the power of self-reflection. At the end of each day, take some time to reflect on how you handled various situations. Did you react calmly? Did you let something trivial ruin your mood? This isn't about beating yourself up, it's about learning and growing. So before calling it a day, write down your thoughts, your victories, and the moments you slipped up. Over time, you'll see patterns and make adjustments, becoming more stoic in your responses. And here's a little secret: humor. Yes, humor. Sometimes, laughing at a situation can be the best response. It's a reminder not to take life too seriously. That spilled coffee? Maybe it's a sign you need a break. That rude comment? An opportunity to practice your witty comebacks, internally, of course. In essence, mastering your responses to external events is about reclaiming your power. It's about realizing that while you can't control the world, you can control how you navigate it. It's a journey, not a destination. Every challenge is a chance to practice and grow. So, the next time life throws a curveball your way, remember these Stoic secrets and respond with the calmness and clarity of a true Stoic master. Secret number 4, practice voluntary discomfort. Imagine this, it's a chilly morning, and the last thing you want to do is leave the warmth of your bed. But today, you're committed. You stand up, walk to the bathroom, and turn the shower dial to cold. As the icy water cascades over your body, you feel an initial shock, followed by a rush of invigoration. This moment of voluntary discomfort is more than just a test of willpower, it's a profound exercise in Stoic wisdom. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, often recommended periods of voluntary discomfort. He suggested setting aside a few days where you live with the bare minimum, eating simple foods, wearing basic clothing, and experiencing life without its usual comforts. His question, "Is this the condition that I feared?" encourages us to face discomfort head-on and to realize that it's not as terrifying as we might imagine. By practicing voluntary discomfort, we train ourselves to handle life's inevitable challenges with grace and strength. When you deliberately place yourself in uncomfortable situations, you build resilience. Think of it like a mental workout. Just as lifting weights strengthens your muscles, enduring discomfort strengthens your mind. When you choose to face discomfort voluntarily, you're telling your mind that you are in control, not your fears or anxieties. Consider fasting as another example. By skipping a meal or two, you're not only practicing self-discipline but also teaching your body and mind that hunger is not an emergency. You realize that you can endure and even thrive without immediate gratification. This lesson extends beyond the physical. It empowers you to handle emotional and psychological stress with a calm and steady mind. One of the most profound benefits of voluntary discomfort is reducing the fear of the unknown. Often, our anxieties stem from fearing what might happen. Will I be able to handle it if I lose my job? What if I face a health crisis? By intentionally experiencing discomfort, you show yourself that you can endure more than you thought possible. The next time you face an unexpected challenge, you'll have a reservoir of resilience to draw from. You've already proven to yourself that you can handle discomfort and emerge stronger. You don't need to make drastic changes to start practicing voluntary discomfort. Begin with small, manageable steps. Try taking cold showers for a week. Notice how the initial shock transforms into a feeling of accomplishment. Or, set aside one day each week to eat simple, inexpensive meals. Reflect on how much you genuinely need to feel content. Another approach is minimalist living. Spend a weekend with limited access to your usual comforts. No internet, no fancy gadgets, just you and the basics. Use this time to read, meditate, or go for a walk. Notice how freeing it can be to detach from constant stimulation and luxury. These small acts of voluntary discomfort can have a significant impact on your mental resilience. The benefits of practicing voluntary discomfort extend far beyond the immediate experience. As you become more accustomed to handling discomfort, you'll find that your overall stress levels decrease. Challenges at work or in your personal life will seem less daunting. You'll approach difficulties with a calm, composed mindset, knowing that you have the strength to endure and overcome. Moreover, this practice cultivates gratitude. When you return to your usual comforts, you'll appreciate them more deeply. The warmth of a hot shower, the taste of a delicious meal, and the coziness of your bed will feel more precious. By occasionally stepping away from these comforts, you enhance your appreciation for them, leading to a richer, more fulfilling life. Incorporating voluntary discomfort into your routine is a powerful way to build mental fortitude, reduce fear, and enhance gratitude. By following the wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Seneca, you can transform your relationship with discomfort. Instead of avoiding it, embrace it as a tool for growth. The next time you face a challenge, remember that you have the strength and resilience to overcome it. You've proven it to yourself, one cold shower and one simple meal at a time. Secret number 5. Cultivate inner peace through virtue. Once again, let's start with an example. Imagine a serene lake, its surface so calm that it mirrors the sky perfectly. Now, picture your mind as that lake, undisturbed by the turbulence of external events. This is the essence of inner peace, a state of tranquility that Stoic philosophy teaches us to achieve through the cultivation of virtue. By aligning your actions with the core virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you can create a resilient inner sanctuary, impervious to life's storms. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This profound insight reveals the Stoic belief that our inner peace is determined not by external circumstances but by our internal state. By living virtuously, we align ourselves with a higher purpose, creating a foundation of inner peace that cannot be easily shaken. Wisdom is the cornerstone of Stoic virtue. It involves discerning what is truly important and understanding the nature of the world. Wisdom teaches us that many things we worry about are beyond our control and that our energy is better spent focusing on our responses rather than external events. When you embrace wisdom, you begin to see challenges not as obstacles but as opportunities for growth. This perspective shift reduces anxiety and fosters a sense of calm. Imagine facing a difficult decision at work. A wise approach involves gathering information, considering the potential outcomes, and making a thoughtful choice. Instead of being paralyzed by fear or doubt, you rely on your inner wisdom to guide you. This process not only leads to better decisions but also cultivates a sense of inner peace, knowing that you acted with intention and thoughtfulness. Courage is the virtue that empowers us to face our fears and take action despite uncertainty. It is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward in its presence. Stoic courage involves confronting life's challenges head-on and maintaining integrity even when it's difficult. When you practice courage, you build resilience and confidence, both of which are essential for inner peace. Consider the example of public speaking. Many people fear standing in front of an audience, but by summoning courage, you can transform this fear into an opportunity for growth. Each time you speak publicly, you strengthen your resolve, and the fear diminishes. Over time, what once caused anxiety now brings a sense of accomplishment and peace. Justice, in Stoic terms, is about fairness, integrity, and treating others with respect. It is the virtue that ensures our actions contribute to the greater good. When we act justly, we create harmony in our relationships and communities, which in turn fosters inner peace. Knowing that you have acted ethically and fairly provides a deep sense of satisfaction and stability. Imagine a situation where you have the chance to cut corners at work for personal gain. Acting justly means choosing the ethical path, even if it's harder or less rewarding in the short term. By upholding justice, you reinforce your self-respect and trustworthiness, which contributes to a peaceful mind. You sleep better at night, knowing you've done the right thing. Temperance is the virtue of self-control and moderation. It involves managing our desires and impulses, ensuring they don't control us. By practicing temperance, we avoid the extremes that lead to stress and imbalance. This virtue helps us maintain a steady, peaceful state of mind, unshaken by excessive desires or aversions. Think about the last time you indulged in something excessively, like eating too much dessert or binge-watching a TV series. While it might bring temporary pleasure, it often leads to discomfort or regret. Practicing temperance means enjoying pleasures in moderation, leading to sustained satisfaction and peace. When you exercise self-control, you prevent the highs and lows that disrupt inner tranquility. By integrating these virtues into your daily life, you create a strong foundation for inner peace. Each decision and action aligned with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance fortifies your mind against external disruptions. Over time, living virtuously becomes second nature, and the tranquility you cultivate permeates every aspect of your life. Reflect on your day-to-day activities. Are there areas where you can apply these virtues more consistently? Perhaps you can practice patience, a form of wisdom, during stressful moments, or show courage by speaking up for what you believe in. By making small, conscious choices aligned with Stoic virtues, you gradually transform your mindset and cultivate enduring inner peace. Inner peace through virtue is not an elusive ideal but a practical, achievable state. By following the Stoic path and embodying wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you build a resilient mind, capable of withstanding life's adversities. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom: the true source of distress is our perception, which we have the power to change. By living virtuously, you reclaim control over your inner state, creating a serene mental landscape that remains undisturbed by external chaos. As you walk this path, you'll find that peace is not just a distant goal but a present reality, nurtured by your daily actions and choices. Secret number 6. Let go of what others think. One of the big secrets in Stoicism is learning to let go of what others think. Sounds simple, right? But it's like peeling an onion, there are layers to this. Okay, picture this: you're out with friends, and you crack a joke. Nobody laughs. Awkward silence. Instantly, your mind goes, they think I'm lame. But hold up, why does that matter? Seriously. Marcus Aurelius had this down pat. He'd say something like, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Boom. Mind blown. Think about it. How often do we twist ourselves into pretzels trying to impress others? We dress a certain way, say the right things, act cool. It's exhausting. And for what? For a nod of approval, a pat on the back, or, worse, a thumbs up on social media? It's crazy how much we care about these things. Here's the kicker: people are mostly thinking about themselves. That awkward moment you had? It's a tiny blip on their radar. They've probably already forgotten about it while you're still replaying it in your head. Wild, huh? The Stoics believe that our peace of mind shouldn't be dictated by the whims of others. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So if someone thinks poorly of you, it's their issue, not yours. Imagine that freedom, not being shackled by others' opinions. It's like shedding a heavy backpack you didn't even know you were carrying. But hey, let's be real. It's not easy. We've been wired to seek approval since we were kids. Remember trying to get a gold star in class? Same thing, just grown-up versions. Breaking this habit is like trying to unlearn riding a bike. You're gonna wobble and fall a few times. So how do we do it? How do we let go? Start small. Catch yourself in those moments when you feel the sting of judgment. Ask yourself, why do I care? Challenge that thought. A lot of times, you'll find it's just old programming. Next, practice some good old-fashioned self-love. Not the cheesy kind, but the real, gritty stuff. Accept your flaws. Own your quirks. When you're cool with who you are, what others think starts to matter less. It's like building a fortress inside your mind. You become unshakable. Also, remember that people's opinions are like mirrors. They reflect more about them than about you. Someone might not like you because you remind them of their annoying cousin. Weird, but true. You can't control their perceptions. What you can control is your reaction. One more thing, Surround yourself with the right people. You don't need a horde of fans, a few genuine friends are enough. People who get you, who lift you up, who don't judge you for being you. They're gold. Let's bring it home with a little experiment. Next time you catch yourself worrying about what someone thinks, flip it. Think about what you think of them instead. Put the power back in your hands. You'll find it's oddly liberating. And hey, life's short. Do you really want to spend it worrying about others' fleeting thoughts? Nah, me neither. Embrace your weirdness. Wear that odd outfit. Say that joke. Live your truth. In the grand scheme, it's your life, your journey. Make it count. So, there you have it. Let go of what others think. It's a game changer. And once you do, you'll feel lighter, freer, more you. The Stoics had it right all along. Letting go isn't just a secret, it's a superpower. And guess what? It's yours for the taking. Secret number 7, practice self-discipline. First off, let's get real about what self-discipline even means. It's not just about resisting that second slice of cake, although, props if you do. It's about cultivating the ability to make choices that align with your long-term goals, even when the immediate temptation is strong. Think of it like this: self-discipline is your inner compass, keeping you on the path you truly want to walk, even when the road gets rocky. Imagine you're at a crossroads. One path is the easy route, filled with quick pleasures and minimal effort. The other path, well, it's steeper, rockier, and maybe even a bit intimidating. But here's the kicker: that tough path is where the magic happens. It's where you grow, where you learn, where you become the person you want to be. Self-discipline is what nudges you to take that challenging path, to embrace the struggle because you know it leads to something greater. Let's take a real-life example. Picture Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors. The guy had a lot on his plate, right? Running an empire isn't exactly a walk in the park. But Marcus practiced self-discipline like a boss. He woke up early, trained his body and mind, and kept his emotions in check. He knew that to lead effectively, he had to first lead himself. And this isn't just ancient history stuff, it's a timeless lesson for all of us. Now, you might be thinking, okay, cool story, but how do I actually practice self-discipline? Great question. It starts small. Really small. Like, ridiculously small. Let's say you want to get fitter. Instead of committing to an hour-long workout every day right off the bat, start with just 5 minutes. It sounds almost too easy, right? But that's the point. You're building a habit, creating a foundation. Once those 5 minutes become a no-brainer, you up the ante. Maybe it's 10 minutes, then 20. The key is consistency. It's not about the Herculean effort, it's about showing up day after day, rain or shine. And here's the kicker: self-discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But just like any muscle, it can get fatigued. That's why it's important to be kind to yourself. If you slip up, don't beat yourself up. Learn from it and get back on track. It's all part of the journey. Let's talk about distractions for a sec. We live in a world buzzing with them. Social media, Netflix, endless online shopping, you name it. These distractions are like little gremlins trying to knock you off your game. Self-discipline means recognizing these gremlins and finding ways to manage them. Maybe it's setting specific times for social media or turning off notifications when you're working. It's about creating an environment that supports your goals rather than sabotages them. And speaking of the environment, let's not forget the people around you. Surround yourself with folks who inspire you, who push you to be better. It's a lot easier to stay disciplined when you're in good company. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Alright, let's wrap this up with a bit of reflection. Practicing self-discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about striving to be a little better today than you were yesterday. It's about making choices that reflect your values and your goals. It's about being patient with yourself and understanding that growth is a process, not an overnight transformation. So, the next time you're faced with a tempting distraction or an easy way out, remember this chat. Remember that self-discipline is your secret weapon, your ticket to mastering your mind and creating the life you want. And hey, if you ever need a reminder, just come back and re-watch this video. We're in this together, striving, growing, and becoming our best selves. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay stoic, and keep moving forward. Secret number 8, embrace the present moment. You know, we often hear about living in the moment, but what does that really mean? In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it's easy to get caught up in what's next or what's already happened. But here's the deal, the only time we truly have is right now. The past is gone, and the future? Well, it's not here yet. So, let's talk about how embracing the present can seriously change your life. Imagine you're sitting in a park, watching the sunset. The sky is this incredible blend of oranges, pinks, and purples. But instead of soaking it all in, your mind is wandering. You're thinking about that meeting tomorrow or replaying an awkward conversation from earlier. Sound familiar? It's like being physically present but mentally checked out. The Stoics, wise as they were, knew that this mental time traveling robs us of the richness of the current moment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often emphasized the importance of being present. In his meditations, he wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." It's simple advice, but incredibly powerful. When you're fully engaged in what you're doing right now, you're not just living, you're truly experiencing life. Let's break this down with something practical. Think about a time when you were deeply engrossed in a task. Maybe you were reading a gripping novel, working on a passion project, or even just having a heartfelt conversation with a friend. In those moments, nothing else mattered. You were completely absorbed, and it felt amazing, right? That's the magic of the present moment. But how do we get there more often? One trick is mindfulness. It sounds fancy, but it's really about tuning into your senses. Take a deep breath and notice the air filling your lungs. Listen to the sounds around you, the hum of a distant lawnmower, birds chirping, or even the rhythm of your own heartbeat. These simple acts of awareness pull you into the here and now. Another method is to catch yourself when your mind starts to wander. It's like training a puppy, gently guide it back whenever it strays. You're in a meeting, and your thoughts drift to what's for dinner. Instead of chasing that thought down the rabbit hole, bring your focus back to the discussion. Over time, this becomes second nature. Now, let's talk about letting go of the past and not worrying about the future. This is a biggie. We all have regrets, things we wish we'd done differently. But dwelling on them doesn't change a thing. The past is like a canceled check, it's done, gone. The future, on the other hand, is like a promissory note, it holds potential but isn't guaranteed. The present? It's cash in hand, ready to be spent wisely. One of the Stoic practices is negative visualization. Sounds grim, but stay with me. It involves imagining worst-case scenarios. Not to freak you out, but to help you appreciate what you have right now. By contemplating loss, you cherish your current blessings even more. Weirdly, it makes you more present because you realize how precious the now truly is. And here's a little secret, embracing the present doesn't mean you ignore planning for the future. It's about balance. Plan, set goals, but don't live in a constant state of anticipation. Do what you can today to shape your tomorrow, but don't miss out on today's beauty in the process. So, next time you're with loved ones, be with them. Really be with them. Put the phone down, Look them in the eyes and listen. When you're working, focus on the task at hand. When you're relaxing, let yourself truly relax. It's these moments, strung together, that create a life well lived. Embracing the present is a journey. It's about making a conscious choice, over and over, to be here, now. It's not always easy, but it's incredibly rewarding. So, start small. Notice the little things. Celebrate the now. Because, in the end, the present moment is all we ever truly have. Secret number 9, build or join a community. Alright, let's dive into something super important, community. You might not think of it right away when you think of Stoicism, but trust me, it's a game changer. Here's why. You see, being a Stoic isn't just about meditating alone on a mountaintop or reading Marcus Aurelius by yourself. Sure, those things are great, but there's a whole other layer to it. Humans, by nature, are social creatures. We thrive on connection, on shared experiences, on being part of something bigger than ourselves. And guess what? Stoicism can be a part of that too. Imagine this, you've just had a rough day. Maybe your boss was a jerk, or traffic was a nightmare, or you're just feeling off. You sit down and crack open a Stoic text, looking for some wisdom to calm your mind. But what if, instead of doing this alone, you had a group of like-minded people to turn to? A community where you can share your thoughts, get feedback, and feel understood? That's where the magic happens. Joining or building a Stoic community gives you a support system. It's like having a gym buddy, but for your mind. You encourage each other, hold each other accountable, and share tips on how to apply Stoic principles in everyday life. It's a place where you can discuss the teachings of Epictetus or Seneca and see how others interpret them. This can give you new insights and perspectives that you might not have considered on your own. And don't worry if you're not a social butterfly. These communities come in all shapes and sizes. Maybe you're more comfortable in a small, intimate group. Or perhaps you thrive in larger, more diverse settings. There are online forums, local meetups, social media groups, and even Stoic retreats. The options are endless. Now, if you're thinking about building your own community, here's the deal. Start small. Reach out to friends or family members who might be interested. Set up a regular meetup, whether it's weekly or monthly, and discuss different Stoic texts or concepts. Create a safe space where everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and experiences. One of the coolest things about building a community is the opportunity to lead. You get to shape the group's direction, choose the topics, and foster an environment of growth and learning. It's incredibly rewarding to see how your community evolves and how its members grow alongside it. If you're joining an existing community, don't be shy. Engage in discussions, ask questions, and share your experiences. The more you put in, the more you'll get out. And remember, everyone was new once. People are generally welcoming and eager to help newcomers find their footing. Communities also offer a sense of belonging. In a world that can sometimes feel isolating, being part of a group that shares your values and interests can be incredibly comforting. It reminds you that you're not alone in your journey, and that there are others out there who get what you're going through. Plus, let's not forget the fun factor. Being part of a community adds an element of joy and camaraderie to your Stoic practice. It's not just about the serious stuff, it's also about building friendships, having meaningful conversations, and maybe even sharing a few laughs. So, whether you're building your own community or joining an existing one, remember this: Stoicism isn't just a solo endeavor. It's something that can be enriched and deepened through connection with others. So go out there, find your tribe, and watch how your Stoic journey transforms. You'll be glad you did. Secret number 10, reflect on mortality. Picture this: you're walking through an ancient forest, the sunlight filtering through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. As you walk, you come across a weathered stone with an inscription that reads, "Remember, you are mortal." This simple reminder is at the heart of a profound Stoic practice known as memento mori, a reflection on mortality. Far from being morbid, this practice is a powerful tool to enhance your appreciation for life, prioritize what truly matters, and live each day with purpose and clarity. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, urged us to prepare our minds as if we had come to the very end of life. He advised, "Let us balance life's books each day." This means living with an awareness that our time is limited and that we should make the most of every moment. Reflecting on mortality doesn't mean dwelling on death, but rather embracing life with a heightened sense of urgency and appreciation. Imagine you're holding an hourglass, watching the sand slip through the narrow passage. Each grain represents a moment of your life. Once it passes, you can't get it back. This visualization brings a sharp focus to how we spend our time. Are you investing your moments in activities that align with your values and bring you joy, or are you letting them slip away in trivial pursuits? By contemplating mortality, you become more mindful of how precious each moment is. When you reflect on mortality, you naturally begin to prioritize what truly matters. The noise of daily life often distracts us from our core values and goals. However, when you remind yourself that your time is finite, trivial concerns fall away. You're left with a clear vision of what's important: relationships, personal growth, meaningful work, and experiences that enrich your life. Think about the times you felt most alive. Perhaps it was a deep conversation with a loved one, a challenging project that stretched your abilities, or an awe-inspiring moment in nature. These are the moments that matter, the ones that leave a lasting imprint on your soul. By focusing on these meaningful experiences, you ensure that your life is filled with depth and purpose. Reflecting on mortality also helps you confront and overcome fear. Much of our anxiety stems from an avoidance of thinking about the inevitable. However, when you face the reality of mortality head-on, you strip away its power to instill fear. You realize that fearing death is futile. Instead, it's more productive to focus on how you live. Consider the story of a warrior preparing for battle. Knowing that each battle could be his last, he fights with unparalleled courage and determination. Similarly, when you acknowledge that each day could be your last, you approach life with a fearless resolve. You take risks, pursue your passions, and speak your truth, because you understand that the only thing worse than death is a life half-lived. One of the most beautiful outcomes of reflecting on mortality is an enhanced sense of gratitude. When you recognize that nothing is guaranteed, you begin to cherish the present moment. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. The mundane tasks of daily life, like sipping a cup of coffee or feeling the warmth of the sun on your face, are transformed into sacred experiences. Imagine you're at a family gathering, surrounded by loved ones. The laughter, the conversations, the simple act of being together, these moments become treasures when viewed through the lens of mortality. You appreciate the people in your life more deeply, knowing that each interaction is a gift. Incorporating memento mori into your daily routine can be simple yet profound. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on the impermanence of life. You might do this during a morning meditation, a walk in nature, or while journaling. Ask yourself questions like, if today were my last day, how would I spend it, and what truly matters to me? Another practice is to carry a physical reminder of mortality. This could be a piece of jewelry, a coin, or even a tattoo. Whenever you see or touch this item, let it remind you to live fully and intentionally. Finally, consider writing a letter to yourself or a loved one, expressing what you would want them to know if today were your last day. This exercise brings clarity to your priorities and deepens your connections with others. Reflecting on mortality is a powerful Stoic practice that enriches your life by enhancing your appreciation for the present, clarifying your priorities, and fostering courage and gratitude. It transforms the way you live, turning each day into a precious opportunity to grow, love, and make a difference. As Seneca wisely advised, let us balance life's books each day, ensuring that we live with purpose, passion, and profound appreciation for the fleeting beauty of existence. In doing so, we not only honor our mortality but also embrace the full potential of our lives. And there you have it, 10 Stoic secrets to master your mind and elevate your life. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more wisdom-packed content. If you can, then please do become a channel member, as it helps us invest more time and resources into making videos. Remember, the journey to a resilient mind is ongoing, and we're all in this together. Stay strong, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep striving for excellence and embrace the power of your mind. Thanks for watching.